All right, there we go. We've got two empty boxes.
I will put my camera on.
No, it's okay. You're
I'll
a nice
do
little, you're a nice little person. Oh, you switched over.
You said that was such prediction. No, I'll do it.
My
Fine.
FBI man is. I don't want him to see me, so.
Okay, everybody. There we go.
Oh,
How's that?
that
I think we have sound all working. Smiley at the moment. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So, let me get some suitably creepy music going.
Turn down for Strahd. Do 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 do
Oh, yes.
do.
Very creepy.
Strahd, Strahd.
No, I was thinking more like
that
this.
is creepy. Yeah, that's more of a this.
More
vibe.
like this. So, last time, our brave adventurers were deep in the bowels of Durst Manor. Having found the secret staircase down into the dungeon, they uncovered, or rather, some undead ghouls uncovered themselves and then attacked. And Vanta uncovered a pit trap. But they defeated the creatures and immediately rushed further down, following the sound of the mysterious chanting. And they found a large ceremonial space with a blood-soaked altar. Dried blood, but soaked nonetheless, in the middle of a watery floor. Now, strolling through the water and up onto the dais, Vanta triggered something, and mysterious black void for face cultists appeared around, summoning a creature which burrowed up out of a pile of refuse in a small cave off to the side. A hideous thing, an amalgamation of all kinds of creatures. A spider's body and legs with a wolf's snarling head. The front two legs were ended in bird beak-like claws on the end. And on the back, large raven wings flapping as the beast came chasing after the adventurers. They fled wisely and fought their way up through the dungeon, up through the mansion, encountering various visions of the tragedies that have befallen the family, the nursemaid, and other members of the household, before managing to escape out onto the balcony, fight their way through the illusory chasm, and get down to the garden, and down to the way out. But the gates were closing, slamming shut, going to trap them in here with the mist, so they made a desperate scramble across the weedy, dying garden. Asara, slower than the others, having to perform an acrobatic feat to leap with a hair's breadth of leeway out onto the muddy, stony trail, cutting through what in all honesty is probably a welcome sight now, much more so than it was before. The dark, dank woods that they found themselves in after they came through the gates into this mysterious land. And let me bring you over here. As I shift us over onto something a little new that I found this week.
Intrigued. I want to see.
A shout out to James's RPG art and the amazing animated pictures he has of Barovia, which will be popping up quite regularly through these sessions. And I now notice, now that I've looked at them and recognized them, they are all over the place. Sirenscape uses them for their sound sets. And the Realmsmith channel was using them the other day, and XP to level 3 was using them in their videos, which is how I found them. So let me bring you guys over for your first taste and give you a better image of what we're dealing with here.
Oh my god, I'm so ready.
Okay.
This is gonna be the day my Roll20 decides to give up the ghost again, isn't it? What?
Ooh.
So.
Oh no, it really has given up the ghost. Oh, I jinxed it.
Don't give up
I
on
mean,
the ghost.
that looks
Right
amazing on the stream. Oh damn, that's too cool. Oh no.
Okay.
This got me.
So, here we are, back out on this trail through the woods. The mist thinner now, but still lingering, clinging desperately to the roots and the branches overhanging the way here. Hey, Scotty. So. You find yourselves in a rather untidy heap, gasping for breath and nursing a few bumps and bruises, but nothing too life-threatening.
Well, I think we all are like 90% sure that there were no children in that basement. So,
Ghosts of children?
Maybe.
you know what I mean.
It's like lying on the floor.
Vanta is also just like kind of like lying face first in a puddle, just like yes, acceptable.
I'm definitely like laying down like starfish, just like
We're
saying.
all just lying on the floor, like.
By the way, everyone, let me do one more shout out before we jump into the scene properly.
Yeah.
In the chat here, we have Scotty Hood. He is also doing Curse of Strahd, but with an entire Humblewood cast. All Humble.
Oh my god.
Check it out. It's
Ooh,
amazing.
wow.
It's,
Wow.
actually, no,
I
don't
love
check it out. Very, very. Not you four. Don't check it
I'm
out.
gonna do it right now.
Everyone else, check it out.
Let's find out what's gonna happen.
Speed through session 2, just like, what have I missed? What did I miss in that house?
No. Okay. Right. So,
Xantar is going to just like put a hand in the muck on either side of her and sort of just like slowly push herself up and just be like, well, we're all alive, so
bonus.
that's something.
Rig is like he's flying, maybe just like 5 feet off the ground, but his body is like completely limp. Like he's just kind of hanging in the air. Wings normal.
That's actually quite a biblical image. Just like this hovering, like limp owl bird man, and the like 3 humans just like splayed underneath him in the rain, all bleeding out. There's something about it.
I think anyone that comes across this scene, like just coming through they just see this kind of apparition hovering in the air. They're like, ah.
Through the mist, this
Krieg,
shadow
the
floating
destroyer
in
of
the mist.
worlds.
So, it seems
What do
you're not entirely alone. Far off in the trees, there are cries that you heard from the balcony of Durst Manor.
Gets up. These wolves are still around.
We never did get to the bottom of the werewolf thing, did we? So
Yeah,
if you're looking at
no.
children still, alright,
suddenly-
there are some.
That reminder makes him a little bit more panicky as he looks around.
Vanta looks down at just like bleeding, sodden clothes. Shelter first, and then
I mean,
children.
we
later.
almost had shelter. It's just a shame that it tried to eat us. Let's find safe shelter, please.
Yes, our
Sounds like a plan.
James's RPG app also has a very nice little Durst Manor handout for you to have a look at as well.
How about that?
Let me see what you're saying goodbye to.
Let's see.
Happily saying goodbye to.
Very happily.
Yeah, screw that.
Here we are. Ta-da.
Oh, let's kick it.
I'm waiting for it.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
With a few other buildings
Oh
in this
god.
one. That's-
That's fun. You know, I feel like it's one of those things where you can't tell the players the name of the module, and you can't also show them any of the art for the module until they've gone through it.
Yes.
Condition: the house collapsed in itself.
It's kind of like a. I'm getting the reference right. It's like Poltergeist, right? Is Poltergeist where it folds up on itself
That's the
at the
one.
end?
I love Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Burning it down
So-
though seems like a good idea.
Yeah, right.
Every...
Try that.
Shall we head for shelter?
Indeed, I think that would be the best, especially with these
Yep.
hells
And I'm
around.
gonna hoist myself up.
I remember one of the letters saying something about Barovia,
This,
a community.
Where we are?
Well, I believe that's where we are, but there might be more to it.
Well,
An hub we could stay in.
hopefully not more like that. And he points to the gate behind him.
If I recall, didn't Krieg see it? Like from the balcony?
From the balcony, no. The balcony, all the balconies were below tree level, but I think it's when you flew up while the others were inspecting the corpse nearer the gates that you saw an area of land opening up beyond the fringes of this forest.
That was it.
Do I see any ravens around, John?
No, but you can hear them from time
Can
to
I
time.
make a perception check to see if I can't gauge what direction they are in?
Certainly.
It's a 13.
13. With the mist and the way the cries kind of... It's difficult to pinpoint one particular direction because they seem to be moving around. You know, flying around. You hear it from one direction, then another. But going through the trees would be very difficult. You know that, heading
that's
down
not
the
what I-
road seems to be the best way.
Yeah. I was just going to see if I was trying to sort of ascertain if the ravens were sort of like showing me where to go.
Yes.
Can I do like a check to listen in to see what direction those wolves are coming from? Like, or if I feel like they're circling us.
Please.
Perception. So that's 19.
Okay. You do get a fairly decent idea with that roll, but it's from every which way. But more so to the north and south than east or west.
We should definitely stick to the road, but it seems that they're all around us. Hopefully they don't come too close to the road, especially with heavily armed people. Hopefully, though, we don't look too easy prey after our troubles.
Okay.
We'll look even less messed up if we rest. So I suggest haste.
Indeed.
And she starts walking down the road. Who could have guessed that was going to
Everyone
happen?
jumps to catch up.
Okay. So how are you, proceeding here?
Stealthily.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
As stealthily as someone limping and bleeding out can be.
Let's have a group stealth check then, please. Keeping as much to the trees and things, not yellow brick roading it down the middle of the your link arms.
I actually probably am with that roll. I also have disadvantage, so that's if I get a natural 1. I didn't, but it's almost as bad. 8.
9.
8.
9.
9.
We are yellow brick roading.
Sorry, what was that? Sarah?
17. Did you hear me? 17.
17, thank you. Crick?
Actually, forest is my favored environment.
Okay. Excellent.
And I think there's a provision in there that I can move stealthily. I'm trying to find it.
If you have a look on your features and traits, it should,
Remain alert to danger, even engaged in other activity. You can move stealthily at a normal pace while alone. Okay.
I see. There you go.
Roll your dice. Trying to act better than the rest of us.
Well, no, he is better than the rest of us, but he just has to leave us all to die to do so.
I wonder if he would, eh?
A 10.
Oh, 8, 9, 10. Excellent.
There we go.
And then Sarah, again, the one competent person.
So it seems that
That is so in character. She's definitely the only one with a clue around here.
yeah, with your injuries and things, it's too much to remain stealthily, moving through the trees and things. You're going to hit in branches from time to time, stepping on dead branches. But
I give up.
yes, yeah, you ghost ahead, Asara, but then there's this racket behind you. You're just like, ugh.
Become one with the mist.
And you carry on for quite some time. Anything you'd like to say or do as you're making this stroll?
I want to...
Go ahead.
I do actually want to go up to Xenicus.
Oh, okay.
Xenicus.
Yes, it could have panicked a little bit. At, every conversation with you has ended up with him being insulted, though by accident.
Yeah, by accident.
I understand the
Yeah,
panic.
by accident.
It's a little bit... it's a little bit by accident. Most of it.
I understand that. Xenicus does.
Xenicus, I wanted to talk to you.
Yes, of course. I actually had something on my mind as well.
Would you prefer to go first? Mine's quite morbid, actually.
Please go. Maybe bad news, then good news. Actually, mine's not good. But please proceed.
In a way, you seemed like the only person who was actually listening when I suggested I be the one to go.
Great, we're on the same page.
And it made me think, if a situation like that was ever to happen again, my feelings would be no different.
I thank you for your willingness to do what I don't think many people would do for people they've just met, but trust that we as a group can manage this and help each other through it. I had a plan myself that could have got us all out, but I didn't want to play my hand in case whatever was after us was listening.
Well, you can keep that one up your sleeve for another day then, I suppose.
Yeah, indeed.
Ha 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 ha.
But know that we want you with us. And quite frankly, going by how and he kind of looks at like all the like hurts and like stuff he's got on himself. He's like, frankly, I think we need you with this.
Where's my box? She starts like fumbling around looking for her box. She just kind of looks at you and she opens it and she's like, do you mind?
Oh, please proceed.
What do I say to that? I don't understand. Why is he saying these things?
Who are you asking?
I will ask... Oh no, that's a big question. Who has the best social skills? None of them. None of them have good social skills, really.
All of the royals,
Well,
I would say.
yeah. The prince.
Okay.
Prince Farden.
Don't do that, Scotty. That's scary.
Prince, wait, help me. What do I say?
The prince says, well, is he worthy of being polite? If he's beneath you, then who cares?
He's standing right next to me, you see.
He can't hear me.
Oh wait, I think I misunderstood you. I think he's worthy. He's certainly competent.
Then one should safeguard potential relations for the future.
I understand. Thank you for your guidance.
I have a quick question. You went off to the boss, but were you clearly still within earshot?
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Just confirming that, because he's now looking at you like with mild surprise and yeah. Oh, nice.
But you only heard her side of that.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's what I'm checking.
I trust your judgment.
Thank you.
I will try and stay alive as long as I can.
Thank you.
So long as you promise me that if something does happen, you carry on my quest.
As soon as I know what that is, I will do my best. I'm not sure if I can agree to that blindly, but know that if it's a cause that's worthy, then I shall.
The thing is, I have my personal belief about what the quest is. Whether that is exactly accurate yet, I do not know. It's yet to be seen exactly what form it'll take. It could just be that I was a messenger, supposed to meet you all and bring you here and assist you. And if that is my purpose, then I believe you'll be able to carry out everything that needs to be carried out. And my part will be finished when it's finished.
Well, let's find out together.
Yes. Let's try and do that.
Turns. Yeah, that was.
She starts pulling back her lips and baring her teeth at you.
Sarah, Krieg, anything?
Where's Sarah gone?
Yes.
She's trying to smile. It's not.
Like as Vanta's starting to smile at
Sneer.
Xenakis, Krieg kind of stops in midair and like kind of looks around him like he's checking himself for something, and he sees like, and everyone else can see it too, like a couple of like kind of blue like lights kind of floating around him. And he, like, as upon like touching one, he immediately starts to kind of like spin in the air out of like unbridled joy, and he's just like, yes, 16 years, I never thought it would happen. Thank you, Grandpa. And
Oh my god.
he's like he sees the shock on everyone's faces, and he's like,
Mine too.
sorry about that. This will make a lot more sense in a second.
Waiting on it.
And starts like digging into his bag to find like a piece of paper. He pulls it out, and everyone can see that it's really old and kind of tattered. And then he's like, "Okay, everyone, I need you to stop here for just a second. I have to sing. Just give me one moment."
That's fine. We weren't being stealthy anyway.
And like, no, he completely disregards what any one of them says in response to this, and he like stands on the closest branch that he knows can hold his weight.
Okay.
And he's standing like straight up, wings out, like hands clasped, kind of at like attention. And he starts to sing. When the light is running low and the shadows start to grow and the places that you know seem like fantasy, there's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark. And as he finishes singing, these blue lights, like they kind of like a lot of them come out, and like they start kind of crawling around on him, and like they just orbs right now, and he like leaps down onto the ground, and he's like, okay, all right, now what was next? Okay, all right, I'll try this. And he kind of like, he closes his eyes and like puts both hands like out, kind of clasped forward. And it kind of looks like a beetle horn.
He's the dance.
And all of these orbs turn into Kabutomushi. And like he stops, he looks around. Yes! This is so cool.
Can I just say, nice bit of timing, which we usually leave to Sirenscape, but this morning, as I took my kids to school, in front of our house was the first ever rhino beetle I have seen out in the open,
wow.
like not up in the mountains and stuff. Right there on the road.
Maybe hold it.
Big horn.
Wow. There are bugs on you.
Yes.
We can't play this game anymore, guys, because everything turns real. Everything is missing.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna-
that could get nasty later on, yeah.
It's a Goosebumps novel now, and we can't play anymore.
So obviously, like, kind of like it's sinking in, and he realizes this was all very like he kind of broke rank to do this, and he registers the shock on everyone's faces, and he's like, "Oh, okay, right, again. This is a family thing. My great grandfather, his son, my father, all of my cousins, only 2 of my uncles and 1 of my aunts, but they can do this too. I think Grandpa called it swarm.
And this is a good thing?
Oh yes, this is fantastic. They will help me, and if I've learned correctly from the rest of my family, I can change them. So there's quite a bit of utility here.
Okay.
I am very excited at this, and they're here all the time. by the way.
And can I just say,
On you.
bravo on that song and a very smooth transition to level 3
Thank you.
after coming out of the Death House. Very nicely done, sir. Well done. Now, one more thing. As you're about to hop down off your branch, I am so glad you flew up there to give your little rendition. You turn around to make sure you're not going to bash your wings on anything as you step down to rejoin your friends on the road. And nestled in a fork in the tree, just a little higher up than where you're standing, is a leather-wrapped bundle. Very neatly tied up. Securely tied up, you think, trying to keep it as waterproofed as possible, you'd say.
That's a bit...
Nestled in the branches of the tree.
Oh,
It is-
right.
It is not baby-shaped.
No.
Damn it.
Wait for my salad.
So I'm going to in the first like usage of this power.
Yes.
I'm going to I'm going to use the Mage Hand cantrip.
Okay.
Except it's just like a group of the beetles like kind of
Yeah.
fly off of me, and they
Yeah.
bring it back to me.
Okay, so yeah, you'll see Krieg tentatively reach out, unsure of his new honed abilities, but these large rhino-horned beetles that are drifting around him suddenly come together and swarm up to this bundle that you can see he's looking at, and they gather around it and under it and gently lift it up out of the crook in the tree and come flying back to you.
Let's see what's inside.
Okay,
Yeah.
up in the tree, or are you going to fly down?
I'm going to bring it back down.
Okay, so yeah, you flap down to the road to your party members again, and it's not, it's not difficultly tied up, but it's securely wrapped up, and you respectfully, cautiously start to unwrap it. It's soft. It's kind of a square shape. It's soft inside, and as you unwrap it, you find a neatly folded,
Baby.
in decent
Sorry.
condition. A little wear and tear, a little patched here and there, but decent enough. A full set of adults' clothes.
Just one set.
Oh, I know what that's for.
Oh,
I got it.
Who's running around naked in the forest?
Can I make an intelligence check, please, to see if I would have figured that out in character? Because I think I figured it out.
right.
If you've had an idea, you can have an idea. If it's connected to what was been said already.
Werewolves are infected by lycanthropy. Werewolves don't wear clothes.
They are quite aware of their own cycles if they've been that way for some time, I imagine.
Aware.
Yes, they would definitely be.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
It looks like that belongs to a lycanthrope.
Can I inspect this? Can I do a perception check to see if I feel that this is what that is, with my knowledge of hunting creatures and stuff?
Give me an investigation check, not perception.
Okay, just a second, get my dice. Oh. Whoosh. That's dirty 20.
Nice. And thank you for the host, gaming as usual. So,
Thank you.
you kind of pry through these clothes and have a good look at them. You know that even when out of wolf form, lycanthropes tend on the hairy side. And you would imagine that if this did belong to a lycanthrope, a werewolf who is shape changed and off in the woods somewhere, there would be some hair or things left on the garments, but there's nothing.
Oh, I was wrong. I really wanted that to be true.
And it has a look at it. It's like, well, quite possible, and with the werewolves being mentioned before, but
She's
I'm
got
not
you.
sure that this was lycanthrope, as you said. But it's still someone's clothes. So yes.
What did the clothes look like, John?
Just kind of like, just common wear, very, very, very plain, very simple, nothing fancy.
Okay.
Do you put them back or take them with?
Does anybody need those?
Maybe these are the clothes they put on after they tear up their clothes.
I look down at my destroyed dress that was definitely not meant for this journey.
I imagine that a naked post-lichen would be very easy to identify in a city setting.
Them!
We may have found the perfect way to find our prey.
If there is no one opposed to it, I would like these clothes.
Good idea.
I'm going to toss the items that weren't being investigated at Banta like a basketball.
Next, all I need is a new pair of shoes.
I've had
And
it,
she lifts
Sid.
up her foot, and there's just no soles on her shoes. They're just tied at the bottom. Clearly where they've worn away.
Just wrapped.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
can say like they're
as-
like top payphone shoes. It's just the tops. It's just your feet
Literally.
underneath.
Literally.
as Vanta, as you take this bundle and tuck it away, you now
Suit-
you're getting all these amazing hints and tips in chat here.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
we have-
I read something and I was worried about it.
Look
what
for
it
a
meant.
pond. Look for a pond full of skinny dippers, and throw a tennis ball and see if they chase after it.
I love that. The skinny dippers
All
is actually
solid,
a good lead, and I'm
solid
gonna
tactical advice.
follow it.
That could just be a coven.
Does anyone have a tennis ball they want to try?
That's cooler. I would so join a coven if there's one in Game Banter as like a.
Are you already
joining
in a coven? You
and-
can't
I
join.
was, but they're all dead.
Ooh, spoilers! Spoilers! Now,
Damn.
when we have time, let me tell you about a certain hiking trip I did here in Japan with us all here, and coming across a natural cave onsen with several people enjoying it thoroughly.
Well,
So-
hey.
Oh, that's boring.
Before I had kids, I'm happy to say. Now, we pan back as the group continues down this muddy, misty trail, and you carry on for quite some time, until the trees eventually start to thin out. And I'm actually going to bring us back to this map of ours, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
Now, I think it should be nice and fixed for you all, so you should be able to see. We shall find out. Bloop. It's going to be pitch black for a moment, I'm sure.
I like your sound effect.
Bloop.
Oh, no, I've got
Okay,
a little bit
there
of
we
light
go.
on the right
There we
hand
go.
side. Yeah, the gate.
Yes, you haven't explored too far yet.
No, we're literally
Well, that's the thing with Death House. It tends to distract. Okay, so go on, computer, you can do it. Okay, sorry.
Gambare.
Struggle. Okay. Ooh. Terrifying tentacle things. Okay. Oh, by the way, that new Lovecraft Country looks awesome. Have you seen that trailer?
Ooh. I haven't yet. I'll have a
Looks
look later.
very good. Anyway, sorry. You find yourselves coming out of the woods and entering a kind of river delta, kind of plain area, and you can see off to the south, to the left of you, of where you're walking, you can see a river running through, coming out of the trees further south of where you are, and running through this open area. And beyond the grass, you can see it's been turned into farmland to quite an extent, especially down nearer the river. And beyond that farmland, you do see a rather yes, thanks, game as usual. To see a rather terrified, for want of a better word, looking cluster of buildings huddling together at the edge of the forest, with mountains rising up out of the trees. One in particular right behind the village, rising up and up before it's lost in the clouds. And again to the south you see large white snow-covered peaks beyond a forest, quite far away, but hemming in this valley, which you're sure in nice weather would be a beautiful, beautiful place. And far down the road towards this cluster of buildings, which now you look at, you can see there's a church with its spire sticking up out above the rooftops. You see a cart, still a fair ways away, but you can definitely see it. It's got a really large horse solemnly plodding in front of it, and a single figure sat at the front of this cart as it makes its way slowly towards the village. It's certainly an easy thing to catch over, that you'd think. And let me give you a little more illumination. With our
Going
little,
away from
our
us?
little bat friends. It's going away from you towards the village.
Okay.
So
How
let me pop
dark
in.
is it, John? What time of day does it look like? If you don't mind me asking.
No, because you did spend an evening in.
Mm.
There we go. You did spend an evening in the Durst Manor, so all of the dungeoneering that was done happened during the morning. So it's past midday. You've been walking through the trees for quite some time. There we are. I think that should be enough. How's that?
Let's see.
You see the river there and the cluster of buildings.
Yeah.
And the cart, yes, sorry to answer your question, the cart is moving away from you towards the buildings.
Pokey pokey.
It looks like it's pulled onto the road ahead of you, coming out of the farmland and making its way towards this small village.
We might be able to find out where we are in more detail, shall we? And catch up?
Yeah, you reckon you can definitely easily catch up with this. It's not moving very fast at all.
Let's.
I will pick up my pace, yeah.
Okay, so yep, you
Not
Yes.
like running towards, like,
Yeah.
come back! At a close enough, decent enough pace, it doesn't look like we're assailing them.
You hear a distant yeah, and it breaks into a gallop. You a brisk walking pace as you come up towards this, and you can see as you get closer, you see piled in the back of this cart are a very deep purple, almost kind of blood red harvest of vegetables, kind of beetroot, all piled up in the back of this, haphazardly in the back of this cart being transported into town, and sat on the front with the reins just kind of cradled in his hands. There's the big round shoulders, not unlike my own, if I can just turn around for a moment. Giant rounded shoulders.
We see John in the card.
But a bald head, you know, a big roll of fat on the neck, as much as you can call it a neck, and just kind of hunched over. They must be able to hear you. You're not sneaking up on them, but you're splashing in puddles and things and making noise even over the sound of this cart. You're sure, but they don't turn to acknowledge that.
I just want to clarify: is Craig just teeming with beetles as we walk up to this cart?
Yes, that's
Like
what
the mummy.
I just wanted to make sure. Like,
Yeah, what is it
I'm gonna-
like,
That is
Craig?
correct.
How light are they? You said they were like little lights. Like how bright?
The let me see if I can bring it up.
Sound is so real.
Let's see. So, like, it doesn't say how bright they are. It doesn't say that they're bright enough to be used as like a source of light.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't use them as like dancing lights or anything.
Yeah.
But I can
Sorry,
either.
Sorry, still gonna have to bail him
yeah,
out.
I was just thinking, useless. They're useless.
Um,
The one blind boy.
so, let's see. They
Do they glow when they're beetles?
Yeah, they glow slightly as whatever I make them. They're phase spirits.
Oh no, it passed us.
I would like to try and wave at the horse, catch its attention.
The horse is even further in front of you.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave to Xenicus because I've got nothing.
So yeah, it's one of
Literally.
those. You know, it's one of those. As you come closer, you can see the creature more clearly. It's one of those big dray horses. You know, those big, specially bred for pulling large farm carts like this one.
Okay.
But its head's kind of down. It's just clopping along. The Sirenscape one's a little ginky for.
A little too ganky.
But you get the feeling.
I'm gonna call out and be like, "Excuse me, sir."
No response.
Did I do something?
Well, you can fly. Can you go up there and maybe hide your beetles and say something?
Well, yes.
And if you pull alongside him, you can pull into his eyesight. You're just called out from behind him at the moment. He's not like high up. It's just like a short step up onto the seat, onto the bench seat.
So, I'll make the beetles into like little fireflies and like move them to my back, and I'll kind of pull up like to the side of him and say, "Hello, are you from the area or are you a merchant?"
Village of Barovia. And he points to the small huddle of buildings, which is closer. But
Okay.
still kind of disappearing in and out of the mist. Difficult to make for a decent look at.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you. And I'll pull back, go back to the group, and say, and point, and say, "This is the village of Barovia."
Oh, we read about this.
Indeed, we did.
I think this is where we should be.
Anyone want to say anything else to the man?
Hang on. Wait, can I just have 1 second to just really check a note?
Of course.
Hang on. I had it open.
I'm trying to find the letter.
Everyone frantically consults notes.
You're looking for Colian's letter?
It's in Roll20 as well, if you want it.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. I can
Hey,
read it loud.
so yeah, go ahead. If Give it up.
I,
go
the
for it.
Burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now, my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indrovich, Burgomaster.
So
I think I
take
read that quite well.
Thank you very much.
I'm
Are you
gonna-
sure this is where we want to be? It doesn't sound too pleasant letter.
Well, I certainly want to be here, for I think this is the next step on my quest.
I see.
I'm gonna run up to the side of the so the guy I'm in the guy's peripherals. I'm gonna be like,
Yep.
"Excuse me, sir. Is this where the evil lives?"
I love it, Sarah.
And he points once more. Village of Barovia. And then he
I think
points.
this
He
guy-
points over his shoulder to the wagon. Beats. Beats.
Can I-
And wait. Let me. I've been waiting to do this for so long. And he points over his shoulder. Beats. And then he points forward. Beats by Dre. Okay, and now the encounter's done. I wanted to say that,
That's it.
and I'm finished.
The whole horse and cart gets Deus Machina out of there. It doesn't exist anymore.
I decided to say that before I decided to do Death House.
That's really good.
I already-
Unbelievable.
Can I make an insight check? Can I see whether
This is
Common-
actually Dre.
is his name Dre? I think it is.
Is he actually
The neck roll, actually, now you come to mention it.
Now oh my gosh! Now I'm imagining a high fantasy Dr. Dre, and I don't hate it.
And I don't like it.
I don't hate it.
I
I
don't
said.
hate
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so from just a brief look, does it seem just? Don't want to pry too much. Does it seem like this common is not his first language? From his responses, is he understanding?
That would definitely be.
Insight, or
Oh, thank you. We got-
okay,
Sorry. No, that, you don't even roll to that.
okay.
That would definitely be a perfectly good explanation for the
Sure.
way he's talking.
Yeah, before the excited Beats by Dre, I was gonna say this guy common's not his first language.
In Celestial, Elvish, and Sylvan, I would like to say, what language do you speak? And see if he understands me.
He doesn't reply to those three.
No,
Ooh, a
I
game.
failed.
Now, as you're continuing on, you're actually coming up on the outskirts of these buildings, and tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except the dre's hooves, a slight creaking of the cart, and a mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance.
Sir, do you have family?
Yes.
Are they living?
Yes.
People live here. I'm gonna turn to everyone and say it just like that. People live here. Like
Well,
in disbelief.
Unless we find a better place, then we might be here for a while too.
Is there somewhere we can stay in the village, sir?
He
I'm bleeding, you see, and I do need rest.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
he doesn't respond, but
That's such a good image.
it's beautiful, isn't it? Again, the same artist. But
Oh shit, I just looked at it. Good shit.
yeah, right. But as you're trying to get the man's attention, but being ignored, again, I'm not sure if it's loud. Can you hear the crying voice?
Every
Yeah, we
now
can.
and again.
Yeah, just there in the background.
Oh, no, we can't.
Okay.
It comes in and out.
It's very soft. Yeah, it's not constant. But you also hear a cawing of a raven as up on the dilapidated roofing tiles of one of the nearby houses, a fairly decent-sized raven peers over the edge of the roof down at you all in the street and caws loudly at you, and then swoops down the street and like directly down that image as we're looking at it, down that street towards where it opens out into what looks like a square. And as it flies off, you see the tips of its wings are coloured blue.
I'm on my way.
Just the ends of the wings.
That's my cue, and I start walking very fast.
Oh god.
There she goes. And then we start walking fast behind her.
I feel that Vanta rushes in is like a motto for the party.
Leroy Jenkins.
After Black Spire.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to carry on down?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Where, like, does it feel like that's the direction of the wailing?
That's a good question. Let me check for you. Can you give me a perception check, actually?
Yeah. I'm
To
listening to
buy me time to actually figure it out?
time. Keep going. Perception plus 3. 14.
14. Yes, you do sense that it is ahead of you, but most of the village is ahead of you. You're still on the outskirts here. But it's definitely in that direction. You know, the buildings do kind of go off to the north, and there's a road that intersects where you are, this kind of quote unquote main road that you're on, and it definitely passes. There are little alleyways and roads that go through these very dilapidated looking houses. You'd say, even without even rolling for it, you'd say a lot of these look very unused, very dilapidated. Most of the windows are boarded up. A lot of them are missing any glass or anything in them. Very neglected. For when you're ready for that new character, Vanta, here's all your real estate in there.
Prime real estate.
Not yet.
Santa lives yet.
Well,
now.
go by the beginning of the first conversation, maybe not for long.
So, are you just going to carry on down towards the square?
Keeping a kind of an ear out for that wailing as well as we're moving along, as he's following Vanta.
As you make your way down, the wagon has veered off and disappeared up one of the side roads towards a household, assumingly further up away in the village, and you continue down towards the square.
Following Vanta's crow, I assume?
Raven.
Raven? Sorry.
I escaped this time, but yes. Okay. So, as you do, Vanta, with the highest passive perception, you get the first glimpse of the clouds parting. And way up, perched atop a spire of rock, glowering down over these huddled buildings, you see a majestic looking castle up here in the back, brooding over the whole scene. And also, from time to time, the briefest twitch of a curtain or a suggestion of movement. This is not a ghost town.
That's where I need to go.
Up there? Well,
That's where I need to go.
We need to go there now.
I probably
wait.
died on the way there, so no.
didn't we meet the lord of this place? I'm guessing the one we met before would live there, surely.
I suppose that must be true.
Probably. Yes, I mean, we all like our high places, but I think we're a little tired for castle diving. Castle crashing.
It's
I don't know
a
if it's
huge castle. It's far, far away and very high up on the mountainside. You can't imagine there's a direct way up from where you're looking. There's just a sheer cliff rising up out of the trees.
There isn't a direct way for most of the party anyway.
That's true. That's true.
How strong are you?
As you not strong enough. As you make your way down this muddy street and you come out into this small, forlorn-looking town square, two buildings immediately catch your eye. To the left, you see sparse light spilling out from behind drawn heavy curtains from the building, and a sign over the door creaking on its hinges that reads, Bildrath's Mercantile. That's on the south side of the square. Then, to the north edge of the space, a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Taverns have rooms.
Vanta,
Usually.
you hear again a car, and you see once more that blue wing-tipped raven perched above the inn sign.
I take a step. And I think as I take a step, I feel like a twinge, like a stitch almost in my side where my wound is sort of
Yes.
really just killing me. And I realize, probably in my haste, that the rudimentary healing that I've been able to do is not gonna last if I keep rushing. So I stop. My ethos is usually to follow the ravens. I believe that applies still here. Shall we?
Yeah, no, this Raven's my friend, and I vouch for him. Let's do it.
Vanta stopped so quickly that Krieg had to like go straight up to avoid running into her back.
I'm immediately latching onto what Asara just said then, ducking underneath Krieg as his feet just like go above me. I'm just like, you're friends with ravens.
This one. I don't know about all of them. I don't know who you know, but I know this guy.
If you're a friend of one, you are a friend of them all.
Well,
Yeah,
congratulations, Asara.
I haven't met them all, but then I'm gonna look at.
They
I'm gonna
will
look
meet
at them
you.
and be like,
They will meet you.
Let's,
In we go.
go in and potentially find out more about Asara's friends.
can I stomp on Xenakis's foot really hard? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stomp on Xenakis's foot really hard. I'm just gonna be like, as we go in.
Okay.
He just chuckles as he limps at the back.
So, one by one, you all duck into the doorway and into the relative brightness of the tap room beyond. Vanta, as you pass through the door at the back of the group, you look up once more and you see the sign originally read Blood of the Vine,
Oh.
but someone scratched the N over the F to make it Blood on the Vine.
To fit the vibe of the area.
Love that vibe. Love that vibe. I'm not scared. You're
No.
scared.
As you duck into this space, there is a crackle and a welcome warmth as a blazing fire in the hearth gives a modicum of warmth to the room and to the few huddled souls within. Near the door, a table is occupied by 3 women and Xenicus, Krieg. You recognize their garb to be very similar, if a little subdued, compared to the ones you've met, to the roaming folk you met near Daggerfoot. Certainly definite notes in the style of jewellery and colours and patterns used that seem to be of a similar style. Behind the bar, there is a barkeep slowly cleaning the glasses behind on the shelf. And then away in a far corner, you see a man drinking alone, fairly young, just sipping wine. And he looks up as you enter, as do the 3 women. The barkeep doesn't seem to react.
Shall we grab a table?
As we're walking by, I'm going to note, like, say to Xenicus, like, hey, maybe you should show them that,
Yes.
thing you have.
I mean, yes, we can. We should maybe sit down and not cause a scene right away.
John, can I make a
Vanta already, I assume she's sitting. Step ahead. I'm sorry. Whatever you're doing, I'm sorry.
I actually am standing kind of like dead in the sort of center of where we kind of, but I feel like the joke still stands. Like, can I make a religion check? Do I see any sort of like iconography in here on anyone's persons? I'm just curious about who these people serve,
Okay.
if anyone.
Please. Make a perception check. See if you find anything.
Wait, should I roll again, or should I use that roll I just rolled?
Use the roll, just change the bonus.
Oh yeah, 14.
Okay. You look around, and there doesn't seem to be anything in the way of decoration here, except there's a rather moth-eaten, scraggly-looking wolf head mounted on a plaque in one wall.
Can I approach it?
Certainly. It's a little high up, but
Is there any inscription?
no. Just
Is
on a
anyone close to me?
plain plaque.
Is there anyone close to me?
I mean, this is not a big establishment. It's just a few tables, you know, and the bar.
Then I'll return to my group.
Mhm.
Odds that was once a werewolf.
Quite possibly, yes. That definitely could be the issue. Seems to be in here.
Cynicus,
maybe?
you know that if a werewolf was killed, it would revert to its human form.
Ah, yes. No, it's clearly wolves around there. Not necessarily a werewolf, but definitely keep an eye out. But if they're these wolves, does it look quite big for a normal wolf?
It just looks like a regular wolf.
They definitely seem to be dealing with the wolf problem themselves as well, which is good. Means this town is potentially safe. Yes,
I wonder.
I'm gonna use my eye for detail, which is a perception check to spot a hidden creature or objects, or to uncover or decipher clues. I'm specifically looking for like clues as to what like what to make of these people and where, like, clues about our surrounding area. Although I pretty sure it's just obvious stuff, but I want to play with my new thing that I got. I got a 13.
Okay. You think you need a bigger data set? Just a few people in here, but they all seem quite dour, quite sour faced. This is not a joyous establishment.
Let's grab a table, maybe grab a drink, something to eat, and take a moment before we continue. Maybe
One of
have a
the
moment.
as you say that, one of the women by the table, she's like, "No food here, just wine.
Oh, then.
If you drink,
wine
you
also.
drink."
We drink.
Yes, we do. Maybe just a quick one, though. Yeah.
Do you have rooms?
No.
Place to stay?
Didn't you see the sign? This is an inn, not a tavern.
Yes.
So you're full?
No, there are no rooms here.
There's no rooms at the inn.
Does inn mean something different in the UK?
Am I getting that the wrong way around? I might be getting that the wrong
I
way
think
around.
Okay, it's a tavern, not an inn.
It's a tavern,
I
not an inn.
I was like, wait a second.
I was thinking
I have
about it, I was
the
like,
name of the place right in front of me. Blood on the Vine Tavern.
This is a puzzle.
Excuse me. I had it the right
This
way
is
around.
a puzzle.
I just got
We have to-
the words the wrong way around, the meaning the right way around. So this is a tavern, not an inn. We have no rooms. We have wine. Drink or
We
go.
shall have some of your wine. Is that that's not the woman who's the barkeeper? Like this is one of the other women.
The three women are by the door, and one of them is addressing you. The barkeep is behind the bar with his back to you, just cleaning the glasses. Excuse me.
Then we shall have wine. And Zenekas is going to go up and like try and get the barkeep, but
Okay.
attention.
So yeah, you come up. There's this pudgy little man. Is mindlessly cleaning the glasses. You see, he's at the far end. As he seems to have worked his way along, and he cleans. You see, he's cleaning the last one in the line of glasses, and he puts it down as you approach. And before you manage to call it and get his attention, he returns to the first glass at the other end and just starts cleaning it again.
Okay. May we have four wines, please?
Glass or pitcher.
Kind of looks back at the others and is like,
Just get a
Picture?
picture to share.
It's been a day.
Picture.
Pitcher of wine, 1 silver.
Zeneca comes over once.
And as you do, a hand takes your wrist. No, no, my friend. Allow me. And you see the young man that was drinking alone in the corner has stood up and come to the bar. Please, on me.
I thank you. Please join us. Yes.
And you see him glance towards the 3 women by the door. He's like, "Oh, but I was already so firmly entrenched back here. Won't you join my table?"
Of course. He looks over at the others. Have they sat down anywhere yet?
I'm waiting.
If that's a no, then
We're behind you, just like, it's a wine, dude, come on.
gives everyone that go there.
I will follow him.
And it grabs, he'll carry the stuff because the other guy was politely playing.
If we're there when this is happening, we heard him. We sort of saw that interaction, didn't we?
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
near
I think so,
Zeneca's,
yeah.
yeah.
Place, I'm pretty sure everyone in the bar can see every interaction.
Yeah. But I mean, it's about 60 foot square. This room.
Oh, okay.
So it's not tiny, but it's it's not like some of the Japanese bars here. It's like how do you make any money at all?
Yeah, so small.
Right. So you follow him and you beckon to the others. And you follow Xenicus and this man. And he pulls and you can see he's pulling a couple of chairs over from a neighboring table. There are plenty to go around. No, not many people in here drinking. And he's like, please.
Thank you for your hospitality. It's the kindest we've had since we've arrived.
Who are you, sir?
Sorry, just a sec.
He
I
doesn't
got
know
everything
who it is.
he's saying. He's like, yeah, just a sec. You're like, I'll get to you.
He's
Hang
happy.
on a minute. I've
You
got a
too
bit
many
together. Talk amongst yourselves.
Wait,
Sorry,
who am I?
There's a bit of lag on the stream apparently.
Don't worry. We will wait.
He says, please, my name is Ismak Kolyanovic. I am the Burgomaster's son.
Oh,
Welcome to the village of Barovia.
Your adopted sister went missing. She was stolen away by a vampire, yes?
we're gonna dive right in.
That Vanta was definitely audible by Xenicus.
Yeah, I looked
sorry.
directly in Zeneca's eyes.
Apparently the stream is actually frozen. So do you mind if I actually
Sure
the sound is
Yeah.
okay, but the video
That
is
was
frozen.
a fun cliffhanger for everyone.
Dun dun dun. So
Sorry, guys.
Guys.
let me
That's
very
shit.
very
Sorry.
quickly have a look at this. And we will be right back.
Okay.
How do you spell that guy?